Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kingdom Group's Coffee Talk. As usual, it is very good to have all of you here, and a big thank you to everyone who came, who took their time to come and join us. Of course, we continue to look forward to do live sessions, and we strive to keep this going, during this whole CMCO period, so that everybody will be kept up to date on what is happening in the market, how is the insurance industry going to be, besides talking about all relevant topics, in the general, in our industry, what's happening. We've come a long way, I think, since our first coffee talk session, which started in May. And thank you, everyone, for being here every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. to join us. So I really appreciate that besides the audiences there, watching this, you can share it with your family members, your relatives, your uncle, aunties, your friends, your peers, your colleagues. Bring them in to listen, to the sharing that we have got and the sharing that we're going to do. Okay? So for today, we will be bringing in a person who's been in the corporate solutions industry, meaning the insurance corporate solutions industry, who deals with how to make, who deals with employee benefits and giving advice on how to make sure, your employees are happy and productive. All right? So let me bring him in and let him introduce himself. Okay.
Hi, good day everyone.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hi,
How are
how are you
you
doing,
today?
bro?
Good,
Good, good,
good,
good.
good. All right. So we have Nicholas here, Nicholas Chan. Okay, he is AIA's Director of Agency for Corporate Solutions. So
Yeah.
Nicholas, I let you do your introduction.
Okay, so just a bit of his background. I've been in the insurance industry for the past 15 years. The bulk
Wow.
of it was from in the life agency side. So prior to this, I was very actively in the life, individual life policies, etc. So I'm quite familiar with that. And only up to last year, we made the transition to corporate solutions. So I from this, so I'm quite familiar with both sides because both is a different set of ball game altogether. So today, I hope through this little coffee talk, we are able to share a little bit more on the corporate solution, so viewers can have a better understanding of it. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little
Yeah.
introduction, Clement. Back to you.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome. That's very good. Yeah, so it's good that you also have experience in the life side, because actually a lot of people, when they think about this industry, this insurance industry, people will always just think about life insurance. But actually the corporate side, which involves the employees, is actually very, very important, right?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
I think our topic today, how to keep the employees happy and productive. Okay,
Mm.
so let us understand about the current employee sentiments, now during this whole uh, COVID thing. What do you think is the sentiment now, the employees?
Okay. For the staff employee sentiment, right? I would say most of them are very very fearful,
Fearful.
especially fearful, and even employers themselves. To be surprised during this COVID period, there is a spike in inquiries in the corporate solutions. In fact, we exceeded our targets, just to share with you. But the sentiment on the ground is they're very worried whether they are covered or not. I know life insurance, a lot of them are covered, but there's a huge segment of the society because I think everybody's a bit of history aware is that life insurance penetration is not that high in Malaysia. There's still a huge segment which is not covered, especially the lower income group. So for this section, they are very fearful because of a lot of don't know whether it's covered or not. Go to hospital, all the bills, whether it's covered or not, whether it's the employer is going to pay for it, so on and so forth. So generally, the sentiment is not that favorable, lah. So that because of that, there's a huge spike in inquiry for our side. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that means the employee, there's a lot of uncertainty that they are facing, right? I mean,
Yes. Yes.
from the employee side is the uncertainties, and the employer side sometimes they also unsure how to maneuver already.
Correct. Yep. Because
So,
prior to this, there was a little bit of confusion whether or not if they start well, because the COVID situation is very fluid, all right, and the
yeah,
government is doing their very best to cope with it. So there was at one part there was a confusion whether it's the employer who's going to bear the cost of COVID treatment, or how is he going to go about, how about the COVID test, etc. So generally, I think now that's come to pass because I think the government has done a great job clarifying all those. But moving forward, also it due to this crisis, it actually created a lot of questions amongst the employees. Because prior to this, a lot of employees think that, hey, I'm covered individually, so
mm,
I don't have to worry about whether employee benefits is important or not. But a lot of life planners, a lot of SME operators, owners, they have actually feedback to us. Now, employers are very much more well aware about it, and they're actually starting asking questions. Why am I not covered under this company? So it's a bit of a dilemma because due to fear, a lot of people would, start questioning, hey, why don't have this benefit? Why don't have that? So it's a good and a bad thing, I would say. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the, ev- I mean, even certain things is negative, but there is positive to come out of it, lah, right?
Yeah, true.
So, so I think from what we gather during this whole COVID thing is actually very important to give employees comprehensive benefits in terms of taking care of their well-being, as this will keep them happy and maybe motivated to work, because nowadays going back to work also is, people working from home, they're so used to it now, maybe have to go back to work. So let's talk a little bit about the SME market. I see, because a lot of the SME markets, the smaller companies, they always feel that employee benefits is, it's not that it's not important, but they say that instead of using the money to pay for all these benefits, must well I give my staff more money, must well I pay my staff more money. It makes more sense, right? Then
Correct.
they also happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is your take on this?
Okay, I don't think that's right or wrong. It depends on how
Okay,
the
yeah.
employer wants to take care of their staff, their employees.
Mm-hmm.
But I think generally, I think SME operators, SME owners, their biggest concern is cost. Correct, because they
Cost.
think, oh, insurance premium is very expensive. If I were to cover this, might as well, like you mentioned, give them better staff salary.
Correct.
But then again, right? On the hindsight, I mean, look at all the big boys. I mean, even like Google, Facebook, a happy employee is a brand ambassador for the company, right? So a
Yes.
lot of business owners, they don't see it in this way, because if a staff do not feel happy at their workplace, usually I think a lot of employees will just complain. My boss no good lah. They want to look for better alternatives, right? So that's the
Yes.
usual complaint lah. But imagine if you're investing these corporate solutions or these employee benefits to your staff, all right,
Mm-hmm.
it costs a bit of money. Let's just assume that this is a marketing expenses lah. But these
Okay.
marketing expenses on corporate solutions, right, actually helps retain your staff, turns them into your company's brand ambassador. That resolves another big issue that SME have. They always say that I can't retain staff lah, I can't employ
Yeah.
talents lah, so on and so forth. So instead, because they're looking it from a costing point of view, of course they don't see that. But if you're coming from an overall marketing or company expansion point of view, the staff is our core. Without them, we cannot move forward. And the huge turnaround for staff, right, is bad for the company also, right? Because you have to
Yes.
spend money and time to retrain the staff. So instead of doing that, why not just use a bit of your money to invest back in your own staff, take care of them, make them feel safe, especially during this COVID period, right? People are so uncertain. Just give them, hey, staff, Mr. Employee, if anything happens also, don't worry, we back you up. And we have this insurance policy to cover you. Anything medical wise, we take care of it for you. So you just focus on doing what you need to do. That's a
Yeah.
lot of assurance given to the staff. So from my point of view, this is just our perspective. It's not very expensive. I think those who are exposed to Facebook marketing, right? The costing to advertise on Facebook marketing sometimes even exceeds the cost of actually paying for the insurance for the staff. Just simple as that. Yeah.
So yeah, one thing I mean, I heard you mention very important brand ambassador. Actually, a lot of
Mm.
companies never thought if they really take care of their staff, the staff can
Mm-hmm.
actually, yeah, like you said, become brand ambassadors. Right? Because
Yeah.
they are so happy with. I mean, it's not that as long as the company with the best benefit wins, but yeah, I think generally the better benefits that the staff has, the more
Mm-hmm.
happier they are, and that
Mm.
translates to, I mean, besides positivity at work, they really will say that, oh, my company is very good. They give,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, just to give examples, like I mean, a lot of fresh grads or what, the first company they want to work with is usually those big MNCs like Maxis, or I want to work with Facebook or Google. One thing, because it's a big company name, lah, correct? And plus, if you mingle around with all those corporate boys, right? The company benefits given by the big companies is so attractive, like higher EPF, awesome dental, awesome employee benefits, etc. That actually helps attract people to go to them. Pay is one thing. We can afford higher pay, but the secondary thing we usually staff will usually consider, hey, what kind of benefits do I get out of it? Some, like even banks or even AIA itself, they offer lower interest rate loans to the staff, so on and so forth. So it actually helps retain the staff and to attract more talents in. Yeah, and a
Yeah,
happy staff, like I mentioned, is always a brand ambassador for the company, lah. Yeah.
yeah. So talking about that, like you said, a lot of MNCs, they give really really good benefits. I think some
Mm.
even go out of their way. They give like childcare lah. All this is like all the extra on top of all the medical
Yep. Yep.
benefits,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
and you mentioned that all the fresh grad nowadays, they come out, actually they besides the pay, they are saying, they are telling the companies what are the benefits, right?
Mm.
And even
Correct.
in
Correct.
MNC companies, right? I realize if for a person who has worked very long, right, usually sometimes they are even reluctant to jump because they compare the benefits,
Yes, correct, correct. That's true.
right?
Yeah, but then again, I mean, some of the viewers or some of the people, SME operators might say this. Hey, Nick, we are just small medium enterprise lah. We don't have the budget like what
The
the
big boys
big boys
have.
do. So
Ah,
we cannot do the same thing. I want to do, but cost constraint. But then again, that's a misconception, because of course, definitely nothing comes free lah. Let's just put it that way lah.
true,
Huh? So,
true,
but putting a little bit of our employee benefits first, of course, is the insurance concept is to transfer the risk. Okay,
correct.
but with AIA also, I think Clement, we are all very familiar that AIA has the AIA Vitality, correct?
Ah,
Because I know some
okay.
SME companies, right? They do give incentives, allowances for their staff. Hey, you go play badminton lah. I sponsor the court, correct? You go
Yes.
play, do certain things, you do some healthy activities. But those are usually like smaller hit and run kind of thing. And because SME is, I would say, it's a smaller environment ecosystem, they can't, like they mentioned, they can't afford to have all these benefits. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
doing it on your own, giving like allowances for badminton, so on and so forth, why don't you get a corporate solutions employee benefit, and you add on the vitality to it? Because vitality from AIA is a nationwide thingy. We have the numbers, we have discount at Fitness First, we have if you stay active enough, you do the activities. Because for those who are not familiar with AIA Vitality, it's an app where it encourages you to stay active. And as you upgrade your level in the app, right, we give you free Boost Juice vouchers. We give you discount here, discount there. There's so many benefits. So you can go to Jaya Grocer to buy fresh produce, 10% discount, so on and so forth. So don't need to crack your head. Just spend a bit of money, cover your staff with CSD, add on the vitality, and then bam, your company has one of the best uh, health programs for your staff already. Correct.
Yeah,
So that's another way to look at it lah. Mm.
that's very good. Yeah, a lot of, I think now the market is changing a little bit, where besides giving the vitality, I mean, besides giving the benefits, employee benefits, right? The vitality actually is a very good thing to just add on to it, to just build that automatically will be able to build a healthy culture already, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was just to share a bit of my history. Because I was from another company.
Okay.
All right. And previously we do not have. It's also an insurer lah. All right, but we did not have all this kind of AIA vitality stuff. So, and of course, being from another company, I wouldn't be insured under AIA, right? So when I came in, and due to the benefits I got the AIA vitality, I was quite impressed, because it actually forced me to be active. Because like little things like the Boost Juice thing, all those kind of vouchers. and the app is like my mom lah. He remind me, hey, have you been active today? This kind of stuff. So I think it's actually quite good. And when I had a discussion with some of my peers, because some of our clients are big banks, all right, and some of my friends who actually work in the bank, they actually spoke to me and said, hey, your vitality is very good, way. And they actually have a group chat, right, to think of ways and means to break the app, in the sense that they cheat their way, try to find
Oh,
shortcut to cheat their points way to get higher benefits. So I think in hindsight, yeah, it's not right lah, but it creates a conversation amongst the staff, right? They're actually talking about the AI Vitality app, and they're so happy about it. They're actually thinking of ways and means to hack the app to gain more privileges. So I think it's good for the company as a whole. Yeah,
wow.
that's
I mean, they really do that.
yeah.
Like thinking of ideas on how to maximize lah. It's like, okay,
I'm not
today
going to share how they hack the app lah, because I think there's a lot of AI clients here, right? So yeah, but it's interesting to know lah. Yeah.
that actually I mean, because when a person find it useful, only they will
Mm,
think about it. If they don't care about it, that means it's of no use to them lah, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think to add on to that, now it's not just about as simple as because uh employment is very competitive to recruit the talents, correct? So
Yeah.
big boys like Stanchart, Maxis, they already have big budgeted stuff. So how do SME compete with them? I think part of it is to, of course, straightforward, is to give employee benefits, and also to give something amongst your peers, because the penetration rate for SME markets on employee benefits is still very low. I think it's about less than 60%. Less than 60% is very low. So actually, the a lot of SMEs, they don't have this awareness yet. So to us, it's like a blue ocean. So if you are a business owner, you're cracking your head how to attract talents, etc. Yes, we can do a lot of marketing, but when people come in, the first thing they see is the package, the remuneration, and what other things the company has to offer. So why not package it all together? Like I mentioned earlier, attract the talents. Then in this way, that at least the SMEs can compete with the MNCs in that sense. Correct? Yep.
So talking
Mm.
about MNCs, all these multinationals, I mean,
Mm.
do they usually, like from AIA, do they have the complete cover, or what is the most common coverage they take? I mean,
Okay. Because for similar to life side, corporate solutions encompasses everything from hospitalization to term life to critical illness, even to personal accident. But general rule of thumb is the basic coverage is definitely hospitalization, because okay, just a bit of a technicality here.
okay,
Hospitalization for corporate solutions, right? The limit will never be as high as the individual life. That one is a
individual.
given. Okay, but what differentiates corporate solutions is, especially for AIA lah, in AIA terms, is for those SME packages. If you have 11 packs and above, 11 staff and above
Okay,
coming in,
yes.
we'll accept you even you have pre-existing. We'll accept you as it is, because we'll waive the health declaration. So in that sense, like it's like a blanket coverage for all of them. But if for individual life, you might not be able to do that. We are not able to do that because they will go individual case basis, and if I have a
Yes.
pre-existing or whatnot, we will exclude you, or the premium
Either
is
you
a much.
either exclude you or altogether cannot buy lah.
Correct. Yeah. So CSD is like something to complement your individual life. So it's like giving a blanket cover for all this stuff. And of course, being a group we have economies of scale, definitely the pricing will be way lower than individual life. Because individual life, if you 20 odd, you want to get a medical insurance standalone also is like 700-800 bucks, correct? But
Correct.
for CSD, it's like it starts from $1 a day for a staff. So the
Mm.
economies of scale is there, and it's cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the volume lah.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And then, like you mentioned, Nick, I think because you said the blanket cover, so as long as the company, I mean, this is for our viewers, so that they really grasp what you say. So as long as it's 11 and above, okay, they come in,
Mm,
no health declaration needed.
mm,
Meaning, if that staff has got kidney failure,
mm-hmm.
okay, so does it mean they will be covered as well? Kidney failure, I mean, or any illness lah.
Okay, for 11 packs and above, when we waive the personal health declaration, okay, just for the record, right, not many insurers are willing to do that. As far as I know, only AIA is able to do that because
Oh, at the
we
moment.
our portfolio is big enough. Uh, Other insurers they do not do that yet. Okay, so like just back to your question, Clement, if let's say I'm a diabetic or even I'm a kidney failure,
Diabetic easier lah because it's
so okay, so if I'm diabetic, I come in. Of course, like all insurance policies, there's a waiting period of 120 days. So during this 120 days, any treatment related to this individual cannot claim. But after post 120 days, let's say for diabetic, some are on insulin tablets, right?
correct.
Correct.
Insulin.
If they took up the hospitalization and the GP, the normal GP outpatient claims, all right, even their long-term medication, we can mail it to your doorstep, free of charge. Okay, so
Wow.
we do cover that. Only thing we don't cover is congenital. Let's say like birth defects, hole in heart, something which is we are born with. So
Born with.
congenital we don't cover. Yeah.
Wow, I think that is something which a lot of people don't realize lah. I mean,
Mm.
right? There's no health declaration thing.
Correct. And also I think just to since you brought it up, I add on to this. For life side is definitely anything also must be admitted
Yeah.
to claim. All right. No admission, tak boleh. Correct. But
Yes.
for CSD side or employee benefits, we have this thing called outpatient rider, outpatient GP, in the sense that some of the corporates, if I want to go clinic for cough, headache or fever, or some to churi MC, okay. So we actually have that rider, okay.
Okay.
Just add on to it. So we have 400 plus panels throughout Malaysia. It's everything through the phone app, and they can just go visit with unlimited coverage for that. And that is only employee benefits are able to provide. Whereas life side, you can't do that. Yeah.
But you mentioned phone app also lah. That means now no more is card. I mean, don't need card. Don't need to go to the clinic. Show your card. Now it's all on the phone. Right?
Yeah, for AIA, we have not issued cards for a very long time for corporate solutions, and everything is based on a My AIA app where you can actually check where the panel are, check your LG, even if my family is covered. She went to visit the clinic, all the bills, all the medication down to the milligram and the type of medication is all in the app. Yeah, so it's easier lah because we can forget to bring our wallet, but we'll never forget not to bring our phones, ma.
Yeah. When you come out
Correct.
from the house, you forget your wallet. Maybe you still got your credit card, but when you come out from your house, your phone, you cannot.
Can also go back at it. Correct.
I'll
Yeah. So everything is e-app, and plus, AIA has enhanced it to such a point, right? Such an ease of use. We can do all our. Sometimes you need to do specialists. You get admitted, then after pre and post hospitalization, we need to do some claims, right? So usually we need to fill out forms, manually submit, need to photostat, need to go to branch, less than frank, or email them. Very very troublesome. All this we have already digitized. We just need to take a snapshot with the phone, follow the steps, and within 5 working days, the money will be back in my account. It's that simple. So that is we have enhanced it. We are doing more enhancements, but now for CSD side, I think this is something we can be a little bit more proud of lah. We are for our app side, we are more canggih than life lah.
Wow, that's really good. That's really great. Right? It's so they make it so convenient now. All right.
Yep.
So let's just talk about since we are at it. So generally, like for AIA, right? Of course, we have cover clinical hospitalization. Then, like you said, critical illness. The different categories that we cover actually. That as an employee, SME or even multinational, what are the categories they can choose? Altogether, it's like 5 categories or 6 categories in terms of coverage. That means like hospitalization, clinical, CI, like you mentioned.
Okay, basically, like I mentioned earlier on, it's very comprehensive. All right, but usually the basic is usually hospitalization. So for SME, we make it easy for them. All right, and we lower it to the lowest rate because SME is a entry point. So for hospitalization, we have room and board. Based on room and board, 80 to 500, and the maximum limit you can go is 200K for annual limit. All right, so that's the basic. And if you were to add on the GP rider, we call it the GP outpatient.
Which is the clinic lah, which is
the clinical. So we can just add on to that. Whereas for life, because we want to make things easier for SME, it's just like pick and choose instead of being so complicated. So we have from 20,000 sum insured for life all the way to 300K. Then our critical illness is half of that. And PA is also more or less the same. So for SMEs, it's very straightforward. Just talk to any of the life planners on their iPad. We call it the iPost. You can actually do a quote there and then for them to see what the pricing range is. But of course, if you come to a point where it involves higher risks or more complicated requests, then also reach out to your life planner. Then they will talk to us and come up with we call it a tailor-made. Yeah, but usually we wouldn't suggest tailor-made because tailor-made generally are more expensive because the risk pool is smaller. Okay, whereas SME Platinum is the entire portfolio, so that would be the best rate already for their entry point. Yeah.
So the SME Platinum is a program offered by the Corporate Solutions Department of AIA, right? So
Correct.
when you want to come in, basically, like you said, the customer or the potential customer can actually meet us, the life planners, and then they can just, okay, this is the basic now, what I want to add, and everything is all in there already, right?
Yeah, it's all in there. In fact, we have the marketing brochures, etc. It's actually very self-explanatory. So perhaps the director would want a very high room and board annual limit. So he takes the 500. Then the staff probably take a lower one. So everything is done via the I post already lah. It's quite straightforward. Yep.
Yeah, and it can be personalized, lah. Like director coverage, the
Yes.
So
Yep.
I mean, when it comes to this, right? How, and then even if you said just now, also because it's for clinical, it's everything through the app. Then you scan and then you claim. So what about the company's point of view? I mean, the employer's point of view. Will it be easy for them, for their HR to monitor all these things? What now besides it being good for employees, what about the employer?
Ah, thank you, Clement, for bringing that up. Because prior to this, we have a lot of feedback from the clients and the life planners as well that the servicing part is a real headache, and a lot of common issues that HR or even the SME owner say is right. Oh, you want to do this? I want to add, because a company usually there are a lot of staff turnover or whatnot, right? They want to add staff lah. They want to check who claim what lah. Some of them even need to do the claims. The HR needs to do the claims on behalf of the staff.
Yes.
So the HR actually hates employee benefits because it adds extra work to them. Then one thing the common complaint they always say is hey, I tell you we need to email the company lah. It takes 3 days for them to email us back lah. Very slow lah. We need to follow up this and that. So to address all this, because all this previously was done very manually, even in AIA, it was very manual. We need to assign someone to look at the email to get it done. Correct? But just early this year, we have actually enhanced. We actually pump in quite a lot of money, about 4 mil, into the we call it the corporate portal app. So this particular app, right, the client with an iPad or even with the internet connection anywhere, right, they can check their staff claims, they can submit their claims, they can check their billing, all right, any invoices, anything they want to terminate, everything, it's on the portal itself. And we have readied all these video tutorials, all right. They can just need to watch the YouTube videos and they can get it done. So in fact, this particular system, this corporate portal that we are using, is the same corporate portal we are using as the staff. So in fact, right, this has actually automated a lot of stuff. They can self-serve, all right. And if they are, if and whatever they do into the portal, usually is reflected the very next working day. So it actually makes life much easier for HR. It streamlines their, what do you call it? It streamlines their workload lah. So they don't have to scan, they don't have to call AIA, they don't have to email AIA, all this kind of manual stuff. Just click on, go into the portal, click. And the feedback from the clients are, right, they said, hey, I can even use Maybank without any tutorial. This portal is much more easier than that lah. So it's easy for them to pick it up. Yeah, so it's actually quite good. We just launched it earlier this year, the enhanced version, and the feedback has been very good from life planners and even clients themselves. They like it lah. All right.
Very positive feedback lah. That means meaning last time the HR used to always think, when certain thing needs to be done, I have to contact AIA, then I have to wait for AIA to come back to me. But now instead of all this hassle, it's just the HR itself. They can see, they can monitor, even adding staff and deleting staff who has left is just Like as
Yeah.
easy as
Yeah. In fact, the best feature I think they're using now is before this, they need to request from HQ, from AIA, hey, what's the claims history for my staff for the past month?
ah
So they know who take MC more. Ma.
yes.
But it's all these things is already in the portal. So in fact, some of the HR, they feedback, they're actually using this to monitor how healthy their staff is. So
Oh
who's always constantly sick, kind of stuff like that. Lah. So it's all in the portal. They just need to click and download it. It's all there. Yeah.
wow, so easy, right? It's
Mm.
I think last time the HR used to feel like wah tak boleh. Now suddenly they are like wah AIA boleh.
Yeah, yes. Because the manual work they have to be involved in. Lah. Yeah.
Yeah, which I believe I mean other insurers have not reached this level lah, definitely. Right?
I wouldn't say they have not reached. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not coming from where I came from. Everyone is doing their level best to upgrade their IT infrastructure to do self-serve. But I can say this not because I'm from AIA, but because due to my experiences,
Yeah.
AIA does have the best IT infrastructure in the market, whether it's life side or even the CSD side. We have come with all these apps, right, to streamline it, to remove the biggest weak link, which is the human intervention. Just give you an example. Last time when we needed the corporate solution staff, they want to add a staff. Let's say lah,
Yes,
they actually need to email it to HQ with the name listing. It's a procedure. Okay, then wait for them to reply. And sometimes if they forget to follow up or there's no reply, probably 2 months, 2 weeks later, the staff have to, email again or call up AIA. And because due to the volume, sometimes call is not immediate, you have to wait, right? So
correct.
it's a lot of human manual processes. So when AIA has identified this as a gap in the servicing, so we launch all these corporate portal, all this My AIA app. We actually empower individual staff to do their claims immediately without needing to constantly call, hey, agent, how I need to do this, or call the HR.
Yeah.
All right, and then for the HR side, they can actually do it on the portal, and it's immediately reflected the following day. It's almost as good as live. So all this, we have taken out the human intervention needed. Only when big issues that cannot be resolved,
Yeah.
then AI will your life planner, or they can reach out to us and we'll step in to help you resolve. So actually streamlines the whole thing, makes the experience seamless and much better. Yeah, in the long run.
Yeah, because now everything we also talk about experience. So now I just want to make life easy for everybody lah. But like you said,
Yeah.
unless special matters or special things that needs human intervention, really need us to sit down and discuss. Then of course,
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming to that, because you also said this can let the HR monitor how healthy is their staff and everything. Because and I do understand AIA, we have this Malaysia's Healthiest Workplace Survey, right?
Yes.
So this, I mean, having employee benefits will make them happy, but having this Malaysia's Workplace Survey, will it make them productive? I mean,
Okay, Malaysia's Healthiest Survey, for those who have never heard of it before, it's actually an ongoing, this is our 4th year for this Malaysia Healthiest Workplace. We actually collaborate with University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Okay, we do conduct a series of surveys free of charge for the clients. All right, all they need to do is just to sign up with this free, all right, and do an online survey for their staff. So once we collected all the data, we'll send it to UKM. Then they will process it lah. I don't know what magic they do there. Then they'll come up with a detailed report how healthy the company is, how effective their health programs are, what are the areas of improvement, we have this term absenteeism and presenteeism. Presenteeism meaning I am there at work, but my soul lepas already, don't know where it pergi already. So there's even a metric for that. So this is a very, very detailed, and we are not just doing it in Malaysia. AI is doing it worldwide. Everywhere we have this footprint, we're actually doing this. So we're doing it for the 4th year in a row. So this is it's like a give back campaign because it costs a lot of money. So for clients to check on their staff, let their staff know, whether they're healthy or not, whether their programs are effective or not. So with this report given to you, and at the end of the year, right, usually we have this award ceremony. So whoever who has participated, whoever has the best growth in the respective category, best employee, healthiest employer, so on and so forth, we actually do a very big event just to award this, to recognize them lah, for being such an excellent employers. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. So how does it work? All they have to do is contact the life planners, and the life planners will just, get in touch with them, and then, or is there a website to go to, or is there a link? What is this
Yeah.
survey about actually also?
Okay, the survey actually goes into very details. Example questions like
Okay.
how actively do you work, how many times you take your MC, all this kind of stuff. Of course, all this data collected, we fulfill PDPA, is on PNC, all right? We will not flow it to third party for marketing purposes or whatnot, all right? So you can actually approach the life planner so that they can conduct staff briefing, all right? Do a staff
Okay.
briefing because it's very hard to explain the entire concept, but we have
Okay.
it's presentation flow for the life planners. You can actually invite your life planners, your friend who's a life planner, into your company to do a briefing on this, and then to let you understand clearer, what needs to be done, what's this all about, all right? And if you're okay with it, then you just, through your life planner or through the website, just sign up your company. Then when the time comes when we release the surveys, we'll send it to your company to disperse it to your staff, all right? Then you just, on the computer screen or a laptop or your phone, you can just answer the questionnaires. Takes about a bit long, 15, 20 minutes. Then we'll gather all the data, and a few months later, we issue the report.
But
Very
okay,
straightforward.
15, 20 minutes bearable lah. Right? I mean,
In
it's
today's
okay
time,
lah.
I think 15, 20 minutes to a lot of stuff is very long.
Ah,
Yes, now it's in seconds. Facebook also, everything, or less than 1 second. Next already, correct?
yeah. But
Yeah, so that's about it.
But it's good for so ultimately, when they participate in this survey, it's good for the employers lah. That means basically they know how effective is the employees working, right? How much time
Yes. How effective their employees are, how many of days of presenteeism, meaning probably out of 365 days, the employees' actual working effective hours is probably less than 50 days, 60 days. I don't know how they do it, but like I said, the UKM, the fellas do their magic. So once they do that, then you will see a very clear, very detailed report for them to see. So of course, if need be, we also have expert consultants by AIA, all right, to actually help you with your life planner to go plan your healthier programs in your company. We actually do that as well with our life planners. So AIA, because we are sticking to our tagline, healthier, longer living, our AIA tagline, right? So we don't want just to be an insurer. We want to keep you healthy also. Yeah.
Our healthier, longer, better lives. So meaning, after this survey, if really the employer finds that it's not so healthy, okay, he can request, like you said, a life planner. He can request me if I'm the friends of that business. Me and you, for example, we go together, and then we
we can actually sit down with them, have a conversation, a coffee talk like this, or over Zoom or something. Then we can let them know, at least when we go into discussion, the employer and us are not going in blind. We know where, based on the report, we know where the shortcomings are, and we can provide suggestions to enhance their programs. Or if really like they're SMEs, they don't want to have such a headache, then they can just take up our AI Vitality, and with the SME package or whatnot, then we can straight away implement our AI Vitality with them for their healthy programs.
That's very good. Yeah, that's very, very good. So so Malaysia's healthiest workplace, this one. Okay. So then, like now during this whole COVID, right? During this whole COVID, I mean, definitely the awareness for all this will be there, lah. Okay.
Correct.
But for AIA, I mean, do we have any special coverage here, like employee benefits, like during COVID? Is it still that, or do we cover a little bit more?
Okay, for AIA side, COVID is memang covered. Okay, COVID to us is like dengue or whatnot. But of course, there's a waiting period for it. Let's say I'm enrolled, there's a 30 days waiting period. So COVID in that sense is like dengue, we still cover for it. But COVID being such a new thing, we do provide extra cover. Essentially, if I enrolled with AIA employee benefits,
Okay.
immediately if let's say I enroll on the 1st of June, then so unfortunately on the 5th of June I was diagnosed with COVID and I got admitted for treatment. Immediately because all our treatment is definitely in government hospitals, right?
Yes.
So every day we'll provide additional 200 ringgit daily cash allowance benefit, and if up to 30 days, and if really due to death due to COVID, we'll provide a lump sum 10K death benefit cover to the staff. So that's the extra cover we are doing lah. Yep.
Yeah.
But for apart from that, COVID is already covered one. It's already covered. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very good, very good. And coming back to the Malaysia's Healthiest Workplace, sorry, because I really think this is also a very good program. So it's free, right? I mean, people who want to, employers who want to participate in this survey is free, right?
Yes, it's free. Of course, we do have a caveat in the sense that the company at least needs to be 25 packs and above to make the data workable. Because due to the data collection, we need certain number sizes to sample the thing. So it's 25 staff and above, then just feel free to reach out to your life planners or AI life planners around you or Clement and find out more.
Yeah, because all must be 25 and above. Yeah, because when the sample size is too small, it's very hard to do proper, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Correct.
Okay. So I think these are all that I want to ask you. So I mean, your side, is there anything else that you think you add on, or while waiting to see if there's any questions from the floor?
Anything to add on? I would say, okay, just to clarify some stuff, especially if there's any life planners, whether it's from AIA or other companies, a lot of have a misconception that CSD is a very difficult thing, very hideous monster to get to know. But actually, it's quite straightforward. It's similar to your life side, and actually, employee benefits is to complement your life policy benefits, because honestly I acknowledge this, employee benefits is just to cover the basics, all right, and the basics is just the basics lah. Anything more than that need your life planner's expertise to go into to advise the staff members individually. So I think this both will work hand in hand, and it will be good if because now I think life insurance business is not easy, it's super competitive, and for CSD, yes, it's a bit tedious, I would say tedious lah, but it's actually a blue ocean where you can actually come in and use this as one of your tools or one of your products which you can bring benefits to your client also. So reach out to your DOAs or whoever's in charge in your company, all right, speak to them how you can work together to bring more coverage to employees nationwide.
Yeah. So we have a question from Jasper. Can company buy CSD for their staff who is cancer patient?
Okay. Thank you, Jasper, for this. Yes, they can. They can. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure about other companies lah. I'm talking on behalf of AIA. Okay. Yes, we can do that provided upon application for the group policy plan for the hospitalization. There's 11 packs and above. All right. So there's 11 packs. We waive the health declaration, and after the 120 days, we will still cover this patient, cancer patient. Yep. So we do that. We do that. Yep.
So thank you, Jasper. That is the answer from our Nicholas. So also, are these? I think one of the questions is also, are these benefits applicable overseas? For example, if the company buy, and so this person is covered, this employee is covered for this X amount of benefit. So is it applicable?
Okay. Yes, to cover overseas, it's covered, but it must be emergency. Let's say now I have appendicitis. I'm a Malaysian, saying in JB lah, because Singapore supposedly have better facilities. I want to go to Singapore for treatment. Then for cases like this, we can't do that because Malaysia, we can do this already.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But unless there's certain treatment or certain treatment is not available in Malaysia, and there's a doctor in Malaysia that actually writes a letter saying, to dear Mr. AIA, okay, we cannot do this in Malaysia. This patient needs to go to Singapore or overseas for this treatment. If that is the case, yes, we do cover. All right. But other than that, if we travel overseas, etc., if it's strictly emergency, like fall down or break a leg or food poisoning or stuff like that, so those things, if it's emergency basis, we still cover.
Yeah. So
All right.
can I say it like this? So if let's just say the person is traveling,
Mm.
he goes to Singapore for a meeting or goes to Bangkok for a meeting, and
Mm.
something happened and it's medically necessary to be hospitalized, to go to the hospital, then it will be
Mm.
covered. It's
Yes,
medically
yes.
necessary, right?
Yep.
If
Okay,
it
but
is
just to
okay,
add
you go
on to
ahead.
that, yeah, bro. Okay, though we do cover overseas like emergency cases like I mentioned, but CSD is a general of thumb, right? They are covering based on treatment in Malaysia. In
Mm,
Malaysia. So if you are a frequent traveler or whatnot, it's always advisable to get a yearly travel insurance
travel
and stuff like that,
insurance
because that is specifically
for
catered
travel.
and tailor-made for traveling. Yeah, so that one's a different thing. I'm not going to talk today lah, but it's,
Mm,
it's, it's just general. Remember that general of thumb lah. Yeah. Mm.
mm. Okay, okay. Because okay, okay. I
Okay,
think
Cammy has a question.
if company has branches overseas, does it cover those branches? I think what she means to say is, for example, if we do Clement and Associates is under
Mm.
AIA CSD already. So now Clement and Associates open one branch in Singapore. So
Mm.
so do we do Clement and Associates in Singapore? Do we cover?
Oh, thank you, Kemi, for this question. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Even if the company branches overseas, all right, they would have to get a corporate solutions in the country itself,
That
because
be the
Malaysian coverage is only for Malaysia-based companies. Yeah.
mm. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Okay. Any other questions? Nicholas is a very busy man. Yeah, so I think while waiting for questions, it's really important. To me also, I feel, of course, our individual life is very, very, very important. But coming back to these corporate solutions like employee benefits, once if you do that for the staff, I believe that when they work also they will be a little bit happier and they will be more productive because knowing that my employer really cares lah, you know.
Mm.
No, I'm with the company and my employer cares. It's not that. So they feel appreciated, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. And also, I think uh, if we look at it in this manner, lah, because if you are doing a logistic companies or companies, SMEs with factories, they'll definitely buy insurance for their for cover fire, to cover a loss damages to their
Yeah,
goods and so on and so forth, right? But always, because that is uh inanimate objects which we can recover lah. But if any of the staff, if they are unhappy, they start complaining amongst their staff, become a virus in the company, it's actually very detrimental to the morale of a company also. So in
correct.
another way, is instead of just insuring the inanimate objects like the factory, the walls, etc. But I think for every company, the core is always the staff, because without the staff, nothing gets done. So why
Yeah,
not just spend a little bit of money, all right? Prioritize them a little bit, give them, especially during this COVID uncertainty time, give them a peace of mind. They can work, and like I mentioned earlier in this show, a happy employee, right, automatically becomes an ambassador. And then when they
yeah,
start singing praises for the company, right? Then when they go out yum cha with their friends or talk, hey, my boss very good did this for me. Then
yeah,
they'll start spreading news how good the company is, and who knows, maybe one day they'll help you recruit more staff, like Google staff, right? Everywhere they go, they say, hey, I'm proud to be Google staff, leh. Correct? The
yeah,
same concept lah. Yeah.
yeah. I
Mm.
mean, like even say you say Google stuff, right? When they are required to work from home, suddenly they feel like, ayo, I don't want to work from home. I want to go to office because
Yeah, the
they
campus
are,
very nice lah.
yeah, because they are given so much of benefits and so much of other things. They said, if I go to work, I can eat free in the cafeteria. If I go, they got so much of things to look forward to,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I
Mm.
think one fine day, everybody is looking to work for a company like that or own a company like that. Huh?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think to all our viewers, if anyone have any more questions regarding this topic, please email us at mailbox.kingdom and then we can get Nick to reply to you. We can get him to answer, then we will reply to you.
Mm.
So don't want to take up too much of Nick's time also.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think that is all we want to know more. And moving forward, Nick, I think we will be looking forward to also inviting you back for future coffee talks, to talk about, other things.
Sure, sure, sure. I'll be glad
Oh,
to do that. Thanks for
mm.
having me.
Okay, so thank you, Nick. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you, thank
See you
you.
again soon.
Okay, see you.
All
Ciao.
right.
All
Okay,
right, stay safe,
bye.
everyone. Ciao.
Okay, ciao. All right. So there we have it, Nicholas, who share with us a little, not a little bit actually, a lot on corporate solutions and how to make your staff happy and productive. Nick has shared that besides our life insurance that we all have, I mean, employee benefits is also equally as important. I mean, I personally feel that it's also important. So because it makes our employee feel, it lets them know that we do care. All right. So since we are going to end the session already, I really hope that what Nick has shared will be useful and will be helpful for all of us. Okay, so thanks for joining us today. We hope this session really helped everyone because those who listen, you spend your time coming in here watching us. So we really hope you take back something. Okay, and our coffee talk will still be ongoing every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. until further notice. If there's any changes, you will be notified. All right, so do feel free to come in during our next session, which is this coming Wednesday, where we will be talking a little bit about the journey of MDRT. All right, so looking forward to see everyone again every Wednesday and every Friday, 2 p.m. Thank you. Do see you again. Bye.